short update from our own Maddie Johnson on Backcountry Zero. Maddie? That's you.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. It's really cool to see so many folks on a beautiful Saturday spend their time learning about risk management and mitigation, and having some really cool discussions out in the lobby as well. So thank you for being here. For those of you who I don't know, my name is Maddie Johnson. I'm the Preventative Search and Rescue Manager with the TCSAR Foundation, and it is a really fun job. I'm going to talk a little bit about Backcountry Zero, which is the thing that I get to spend the most time in my job doing, but you can all think of this as a very long-winded introduction to our professional athlete panel, which will start in just a little bit. So bear with me as I wiggle my way through some Backcountry Zero updates, and then we get to hear from some really awesome athletes in just a little bit. So the mission of Backcountry Zero is to eliminate incidents and fatalities in the Teton Backcountry through community outreach and education. And like a lot of aid work, this mission statement is very purposefully aspirational. We know that it is unrealistic to eliminate all incidents and fatalities in the backcountry, and like end world hunger, we want everyone to be in that mindset that Ren was speaking to yesterday, that Sydney was speaking to yesterday, about prevention being a little bit hard. We can't totally prevent or eliminate these bad things from happening, but we can really be proactive in seeking out education and conversations that are going to help enact some behavior change and thoughtfulness. I'm going to just warn you right now, there's going to be a lot of information on the next few slides, and this is a teaser, so if you want to have any conversations with me at the bar later, I would love to talk to you about all of these pieces. But a big part of my work is to look at the mission profiles of the search and rescue volunteers that are going out into the field and responding to incidents in this community. And then from this data, we can discern how I should be spending my time in terms of backcountry education and workshops. And then also learn from you all through conversations and learn from the volunteers and more anecdotal discussions, like what are they seeing out there? How are these people prepared that they're rescuing? And then also where are some holes in their education that we can help fill? Since WYSAW last year, we have engaged 1,873 people in risk management education workshops under the Backcountry Zero umbrella, and we've distributed over $7,000 in course scholarships. And all of this is possible because of the support of our search and rescue volunteers, who are our educators for a lot of those workshops, and it's definitely very linked to our partner organization. So things like State of the Snowpack, I know a lot of you go to those bi-weekly presentations in the winter at the Headwall Sports location. That is made possible because of our partners at the Bridger Teton Avalanche Center. We get a lot of exposure with this community from Friends of Pathways events, et cetera. So thank you all for coming to those things, and thanks to those volunteers who contribute over 500 hours in a calendar year to that kind of outreach, which is beyond the scope of what we ask them to do. This is just a sample. I know a lot of you don't even know what Backcountry Zero is or that there are workshops in this town. This is the calendar that we had from last year's programming, and a lot of my work in the next couple of weeks after WYSAW is finally done and I don't have to be as much in the speaker email world. I'm really excited to build out our new fall and winter programming. So please, if you haven't already, fill out that survey that is up on the slides in between breaks, and it's out in the lobbies as well. We're really excited to get your feedback on what you want to engage in and where those holes exist for your own education. And this again is like, I'm excited to link this conversation into the panel conversation because we want to lean on more storytelling. We want to lean on more events that are not just like knot tying 101 and how to do a beacon search, but rather how can we get all of you connected to each other to not only bring that quality of education even higher, but also allow for mentorship and networking opportunities so that you can continue having these conversations beyond the classroom walls. This is just a reflection of how much more than these workshops we actually do. A lot of the work of Backcountry Zero is having survey programs at JHMR. It is getting virtual resources out into the world. It's things like Matt Hansen's Fine Line podcast. So there's a lot going on, and please have those conversations with me. Send an email if you have other ideas about how we can be engaging this community. This was a really cool project that was started 10 years ago. I was really lucky to go to Norway a couple weeks ago, and that's where I met a lot of these speakers to present this research. And this, what you're seeing, is just a reflection of the past 5 years of the data from the Backcountry Gate survey program that JHMR is so generous in allowing us to have happen at the Backcountry Gates up there. We collect a lot of really cool information about who is leaving the backcountry gates in the winter time, and it helps us understand more about what kinds of educational opportunities we can provide you all, because it's important to know that a lot of folks are going out there by themselves. It's important to know that a lot of folks don't even have an AVI 1, and it's really important to know with BTAC forecasts, like how many folks are reading it. And one day in the survey, I'm not just gonna ask how many of you read it, but can you tell me the AVI rating today or the avalanche problem today to really help kind of mitigate some of that bias, which I know is inherent in this survey and something that we're always going to think more critically about doing better. If you have not yet, this is the QR code that will help inform Backcountry Zero programming. And if you don't know about Backcountry Zero or just want to see what the mission really looks like in action, head to this website. It's not populated with a ton of events at the moment. In fact, WYSAW might be the only thing on this website at the moment, but stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of really cool workshops similar to the ones that you just saw on the screen a couple minutes ago very soon.